Hi everyone, it's me, Stormy here. And as a weather worker, well, because I'm not a cast kid, I'm a weather worker. Um, I sometimes feel I don't get the onlook that I should get. A lot of folks will say, Stormy, a lot of folks onlook the weather. Yeah, they do, when it's good weather. But if it's bad weather, or if it's some kind of land catastrophe, which some are weather and some are not, then there is no onlook. If there's someone who you can't win, because let's say some days God says, well, it has to rain, and I got to go and stomp on the rain clouds to make it rain, but it's God's doing it, and I'm just doing it in His behalf, so it's Him that truly gets the thanks and the onlook for doing it. But then there'll be someone who will say, but I had something I had to do outside, and now it's raining, so I can't do it. So then they get irked and angered at you. But they don't even know you, they don't even know you be, so they can't get irked and angered at you. But you know what I mean. All right? So you can't win. And other things you can't win on is that everything I do has to do with weather, or at least storm wise, it has to do with weather. So we'd say it's windy, which, yeah, you can see right now that the wind is blowing. And we'd say there's someone out there that's like, well, I just cleaned all the leaves off the yard, or they cleaned it out of their pool, whatever they did. And they're like, oh, there's some more falling down. And then they get irked and angered at you. But once again, they don't know you be, so they can't get irked and angered at you. And it's not only rain, also it's snow, because I also oversee snow too. And there are folks who don't like snowstorms, mostly because they're harmful, driving mishaps and all. But then there are also businesses that don't like snow, well, now I that they're like they're like, now I gotta make up a day. But no, snow days are a thing of the past, because now they'll just do everything on the interweb through Google Meet or Zoom or whatever. But folks don't like snowstorms because they might have to go somewhere in the day, and it might be too harmful for them to drive. So, okay, you just besmirch their day. And I'm sorry for that once again. But I don't seem to get any onlook for being a weather worker. But then again, it's not me who's truly doing. Yes, I mean, I'm the one I'm one doing the work. But it's God who's doing it, and God is the one. I'm just doing it in His behalf, so He's the one who's truly overseeing it and doing it, and I don't get any thanks for it. But I don't really want anyone to thank me for that, because that would go against the oversight. Anything that God asks you to do, and you do in His behalf, but it's Him who's getting the thanks because it was Him who really did it. But what I do want is some onlook. I mean, come on, is that like too much to ask? And they're going to say, well, who says you don't get onlook for being a weather worker? Everyone who bitches and rants about some kind of weather are the ones, who don't want to give me onlook, for being a weather worker. And we're not only talking about the good storms, we're also talking about the bad storms, And we're also going to talk about some catastrophes, we call them. They call them earth catastrophes. Some of them are weather. Like twisters and gales. Yes, those are weather. But the other half of them are not. So you can't say earthquakes, and you really can't say floods, unless flood isn't really a weather, it's more of a land catastrophe that comes out of, well, I don't really know if flood is it. I mean, so earthquakes are just a catastrophe, so are floods. I mean, so are, I guess flood is a weather thing that happens from rain. So yeah, whatever. But earthquakes are only catastrophe. Fires and wildfires are only catastrophes. They're not weather. Um, and a fire hill blow up, well, that's only a catastrophe and not a weather. So you can't hold me answerable for half of those shit. Yes, and then there's windstorms, which a gale is a windstorm, which a twister is a windstorm, but it's the worst kind of windstorm. And a gale is a water storm, but it's like a fucked up offshoot of a twister, but instead Lucifer makes the water be the bind instead of being the wind be the bind. So what else do we so at the end of the day, I don't really, okay, get the hand out of the way. I wish that I would get Onlook for being a weather worker. And at the end of the day, I do get Onlook for being a weather worker. You know? By some. Not by all, by some. Alright, give the film a like, share and playlist it, and I'll see you later.